Millie Grace Robertson, born December 23, 2016, at Mount Sinai Hospital in downtown Toronto. This child, this beautiful, amazing, miracle child, turns 1 today. Over the last year, she has managed to astound me every single day. I can't help but think about exactly a year ago today when I knew Millie was coming. Derek had left me alone for the first time in weeks. I was with his mother at the Hilton, and the contractions started. I refused to take a cab and walked the 2 blocks to the hospital with poor Kathy running beside me. I was so scared, but also so excited to finally get to meet Millie. I had a portable heart monitor on so I could walk, and I bounced around the room talking to Millie and telling her it was going to be okay. I took video of Millie's heart rate and my contractions for my mom and Aunt Mary who were at home. I wanted them to be there so bad. The doctors told me I couldn't deliver in a birthing room. It would have to be in a sterile operating room as there would be so many doctors there for Millie and me. I had an epidural, a student did it, and the numbness went too high. My nurse, a young girl my age, sat with me all night watching Christmas movies and checking to make sure that I maintained feeling above my chest. Derek slept in a chair. The poor guy was so relieved to have someone else taking care of me. Then it was time. I told my nurse and her face dropped. She couldn't find a doctor. Another lady just went into preterm labor with her multiple babies, and everyone was with her. Derek and my nurse wheeled me to the big, cold operating room. The nurse showed Derek how to hold my legs, and I pushed, with just the 2 of them. One doctor showed up just at the end to catch Millie. I got to hold her, and then she was transferred to sick kids. I was left behind at Mount Sinai. Derek called me. He said something was wrong, and they were taking Millie to surgery. He begged me to come. I tried, but I was still numb from my epidural, and the hospital wouldn't let me go. My father-in-law told them to call me a porter, or he was taking me himself. A porter showed up, and he ran with me in a wheelchair through the tunnels under sick kids. I got there just in time. I held Millie while they wheeled me to her operating room. Over the last year, this little girl has endured a stented atrium septum while still in Mummy's tummy, 4 open heart surgeries, and 2 cath procedures. She's needed feeding tubes. She has received 2 enoxaparin shots twice a day given by Mom and Dad. She has had her blood drawn and received IVs more times than I can count. She's had her temperature checked, the dreaded temperature check, where the thermometer is placed under her arm, and she has voiced her displeasure. She has taken medications 6 to 8 times a day without complaint. She has had echoes, CAT scans, sedated MRIs, and so many chest x-rays. She's hating every second in the sick kid's plastic tube. You heart moms know what I'm talking about. She's been listed for a heart and lung transplant. She's been recommended for hospice care and sent home. She has taken air ambulances with her team from Toronto to Nova Scotia and Nova Scotia to Toronto 5 times. She has watched other babies, her roommates, and friends lose their lives. We think about sweet Lucas and his family every day. She has received countless blessings, been to chapel, and was christened with all her family surrounding her. But she has also proved the doctors wrong so many times they now refer to it as the Millie factor when briefing new doctors. She had her first sleepover with Mom and Dad in a borrowed isolation room where she took a bath, held Mom's hand the whole night, and watched cartoons with Dad in the morning. She breastfed even though they said she couldn't. The first time was meant as comfort for me and was arranged by palliative care, but she did it. She got to see outside. Daddy wanted her to know outside of the hospital, so intensive care arranged for us to wheel her and all her tubes and wires to a big window to look out. She ate coconut ice cream and frozen yogurt. It's become a pre-surgery ritual. She's been to the Ripley's Aquarium. She's had pancakes at Denny's and Sunnyside Restaurant. She has watched Shrek on Mummy's lap more times than I can count. She went outside for the first time. This was a huge day, the day after we arrived in Nova Scotia. She got to meet her puppy sisters and go for a walk in Point Pleasant Park. This was one of my favorite days of my entire life. She's been to the beach and loved splashing in the water and sitting in the sand. She has slept in her crib, in her nursery that Mom and Dad prepared just for her. I was so scared she would never get to see it, but she did. She has rocked in her great-great-grandma's chair. She has had her hair cut twice.
Mama.
She has said her first word, Mama.
Good job.
She's watched Wrestling with Papa. She has clapped her hands while her granddad sings Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. She's knocked down block towers with Nanny. And she has shared her puffs with Grandma. She had a private Christmas concert, and she loved every minute. She has met and been loved by so many. Too many people to name. She has brought family and friends together in a way that has helped Mom and Dad to not feel so alone. Sweet baby Millie has made Mom and Dad appreciate every day and every second, every baby hug and kiss, every sweet little babbling noise, every good morning and every good night. She's made our lives so full, and we are very, very grateful to the exceedingly smart and dedicated doctors who kept fighting for her and whose work have given us this amazing year with our beautiful baby.